Hey everybody, Raul here for Bass Musician Magazine, and today we have the extraordinary honor of chatting with bassist and vocalist for Teddy and the Rough Riders, Ryan Jennings. Yay!
Hello, hello.
So it's so exciting to get a chance to talk to you, Ryan. I know you guys have a new album out, Down Home, and there's a lot to talk about, but let's go all the way to the past. How did you get started in music and particularly on bass?
Nice. Yeah, in music, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and basically, grew up listening to all kinds of music and stuff. My parents were fans, but they made me pick an instrument. Flute was my first instrument. So I learned flute when I was in third grade or so and took lessons on how to read music and stuff. And from there, slowly had my eye on the guitar. So I came to bass from playing guitar first and played in a couple bands, in high school here and got to record. And learning recording is what really made me focus in on bass and what the tones I wanted from bass in general. But when I joined Teddy and the Rough Riders, formed this current band, I really wanted to play country bass and rock bass. So that was maybe 10 years ago. I fully picked up the bass 10 to 15 years ago, but still love it and play all kinds of instruments though. So kind of came at it from a multi-instrumental zone.
Nice, nice. And I'm taking it you're pretty much self-taught then.
For the most part, I took flute lessons when I was really young, so I had to be taught that. And then I took guitar lessons from someone at my church, which was just pick a song and learn how to play. It's like by then I knew what I wanted to learn. So that's where bass came, as I knew exactly what I wanted to sound, what I needed to learn.
Got you. And as you mentioned, Teddy and the Rough Riders, how did that whole group come about? How did you guys get started?
Yeah, so me and Jack are the two. We grew up together in Nashville, but the band was started when we were in Knoxville going to college. So we were in Knoxville, Tennessee. I guess there was a couple songs that we wanted to form a band based off of, there's one Velvet Underground song called Lonesome Cowboy Bill. And I think there's, some that song like kind of synthesized some garage rock and country music and old rock and roll style and country rock. And so I think we had like a sound in our head up there. And so Teddy and the Rough Riders is me and Jack Quiggins, and we started it there in Knoxville. And this is now our third album with this, and so we have a whole new crew of friends on it and stuff. And we've been able to tour so much, so it's been, the constant is me and Jack. We sing and write and like harmonize together, and he plays guitar and I play bass. So that's the main thing.
Nice. And with Down Home, the thematic, and again, it's very interesting when you mention country, I hear the country part of it, but I also hear tones of other things, whether it's a little rocky, maybe a little Cajun-y, Zydeco kind of bits here and there. So tell us about this project.
Yeah, I think, Jack and I, we kind of each write a half of the album and come at it in some way. So the songs end up being slightly variant in some way. But yeah, this one we hit because we love, old school country music, but I think it always comes out in our own DIY indie rock style. Like I hope it does comes out modern in some way. But some songs there's like a bluegrass song.
Yeah.
And there's like a little more like song like The Band or something. And then there's a little more like Flying Burrito Brothers songs and stuff. And so I think that, it kind of changes from all over. But once we put it and start playing together, that's where Down Home came from. Just like a great session of, we call it wood shedding, where we get, we each come to the table with some songs and we just get to play through them as a group. And with our friend Sean Thompson, who has a great band, Sean Thompson's Weird Ears. And so he's just a great guitar player from Nashville as well. And so we got together with him and just kind of picked and choosed a bunch of songs that we wanted to do for Down Home. I think it still comes, the genre we use is country rock, which I think is a pretty large genre.
Sure.
It could be, anything from rock/pop to anything country. So I think we fit in with a bunch of things, hopefully.
Nice. Well, it is interesting in music as time has gone by. I think if you look back in the past things were a little more in their own lane to begin with. If you looked at, country, R&B, rock when it came, I mean, you have mental images of Elvis and the early stages
Hmm.
back then. But as time has gone by, everybody has kind of morphed over. And even within rock, if you think what they refer to like prog rock, a lot of the things from back in the day, if you look back at it, you're going, wow, that was progressive at the time, because,
Hmm.
and not to mention the whole British invasion and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's amazing the evolution of how these things come together. Now, your work with Emily, tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, Emily is Jack's partner, and they've been together for maybe going on 9 years as well, 8 or 9 years. She's just a great singer that we met through this place called Santa's Pub in Nashville. It's a double wide trailer karaoke bar.
Oh, wow.
But every Sunday there's a live band there, and it's some of the best players in town. And then different singers come up and get to like lead the band with different covers and stuff. But we met Emily through there, so she's kind of been an OG like singer friend of ours. So she got a great record deal, and this is her second record on that. We got to do the Opry with her. We got to play on the Opry. We've gotten to go all over the world and stuff with her. So, and we're just huge fans of her music too, and so it feels really great to be able to like see her like kind of explode in a bigger way than Teddy's has. But we get to like ride with that, and we do Teddy's opening for her too. So we do 2 shows and stuff. And we did a whole European tour of that, of a month-long Europe tour where we played a Teddy set and then we play with her. And I think she's a little more old school, a little more like straight honky tonk and like soul music and stuff. And she just has a great, powerful kind of Dolly Parton style voice and stuff. And that's really fun for me to play bass on those, because that's more straightforward, like session bass work stuff too.
Nice. Well, and it's interesting also you mentioned Nashville. It is quite the focus. I'll say in the blessing and the curse, there's a lot of musicians there, and that's great because there's all kinds of music scenes and things happening. On the other hand, since there's so many musicians there, it can be kind of a competitive fishbowl, if you will.
Big time. It's very, saturated, and there's people that move here to go to college to study Taylor Swift, so it's like that there's, and more power to them, because that's where, mainstream music is, and people want that. And so that's what, we're kind of the outliers playing some old school throwback stuff too, and trying to do it in our own weird modern way. But I mean, I think that we've like carved a good little scene here. There's a bunch of old school honky tonk dance nights. There's Honky Tonk Tuesday at the East Side Bowl, and there's Santa's on a Sunday, and there's more venues coming in too. I think I like being born here. I'm excited that people want to move here, and it's like it's just hard to develop the whole city, and every city has that problem too.
Absolutely. Well, and it would probably be a good moment to talk a little bit about how you're getting your sound in particular. What gear are you playing on?
Yeah, so I have a home rig and then a tour rig. And on tour, I have a newer, maybe a 2012 or something, Fender P bass that has a jazz pickup in it too.
Okay.
So I call it the PJ bass.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that thing, and it's just because it's newer, I feel like confident to take it out on tour, and like I know the scratches that I've put in it and stuff. And it's a pretty like straightforward sound, like pretty flat on the scale when you're plugging it in or DIing it. I have just a Fender Rumble head, the 800-watt head, and that thing comes in handy because it's so tiny. Again, like just the ease of touring, and because bass amps can get like at home, for instance. At home, I have a 215 PV amp cabinet, so it's like that thing is not moving. That's like a piece of furniture. And I have another Ampeg SVT head at home. Nice. And I love that bass. But the first bass I ever bought, it's been like kind of some hand-me-downs from friends, but it's a Guild SG style, so it's a Guild JS2, and it looks really cool, and it's like medium scale. It's slightly smaller and slightly larger than small scale, so it's a little just like a funny, strange bass. But playing it in town, just because it's old, I'll bring it out in town and stuff. and that makes it more fun. But really, like when it comes to sound, it's interesting because I rely so much on backlines of bass amps,
Mm-hmm.
and usually they're really nice. You show up to a venue, and they have a full setup that they want you to use. And it could be like, a festival setting. They don't want you to bring your bass amp at
Nice.
all. So it is kind of a lot of aspect of throw and go with relying on backline stuff. And I think that just the normal P bass works really good with just as a flat bass line for it. But I don't have too much. I don't really like rock pedals, really. I have a tuner
Yeah.
and stuff, but I don't have a pedal. I don't use any effects really. I kind of palm mute, or I pick a guitar pick or finger pick.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of get my tone from those, like, over, instead of using any kind of pedals and stuff.
Gotcha. Well, and that's why a lot of times when I ask people how they get their sounds, what they do is they hold up their hands and they go, "It's all here." And
Yeah.
talking about your guild bass is very interesting because I think I saw it in one of the videos. And my eyes went to the body, which kind of made me think Gibson, and then I looked at the headstock and went,
Yeah.
"Wait, that says Guild." What kind of thing is this? It's kind of a Franken bass.
Yeah, I was. It's like a 1970s, and it was like really beat up and nice. And I think we got it on Craigslist when we were in high school. So
Oh
it's something
wow.
like something that we had bought years ago, and it's kind of gone through a bunch of friends' hands. But yeah, because it looks like just I'm not sure the Gibson SG bass
Mm-hmm.
style, but it's like slightly wonkier. It's a little more like devilish or something. And then yeah, the Guild headstock is huge as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah, but I love that thing, and it feels a little more like cool rockin' and old school to play that thing around. There's a cool video of Conway Twitty in the mid '60s playing, and his bass player has one of those, and
Oh wow.
yeah, so they toured with it or something, and
Yeah.
I guess some of the sound went. And we also have a 1970s custom amp, and it's
Okay.
like the black tuck and roll. It's leather coated thing on it, and that we bought that in high school too. And so plugging the SG bass into the custom amp, it's like very classic garage rock sound.
There you go. Nice, nice. Well, and as we look forward, I know you guys have some tour plans for the upcoming year. Tell us a little bit what's in the works.
So yeah, so the Down Home record just came out, and we just did a tour on that as well, and we have a little bit of downtime right now. I think the next Teddy tour, we're going out with Emily in December for a couple weeks, and then the Teddy tour, we're doing a great southeast and down to Texas tour in February, and then in April, hopefully get another album out. We're trying to rush some albums into production
Yeah.
because I don't like waiting on them for too long. This last one we had to wait for a couple of years, and so it's a lot
Wow.
of just biding our time. So really trying to plan for that and keep the music rolling with Teddy's. But yeah, this February tour should be fun. It's with a Texas artist named Cactus Lee,
Hmm.
and he's got a great sound too, and down in our garage rock country style of it. So we're doing a good tour with him, and then not sure what else. We won this award for a Maripolitan, a honky tonk band. But a Maripolitan is Dale Watson's like kind of Americana award show.
Okay.
And we won an award last year, so I think we got to go back there to like give the award away or something.
Nice, nice. Well, and if people want to know where you're going to be or what you're up to, where's the best place for them to look?
I would say look on Instagram. That's usually what we post mostly on Instagram and Facebook. Is we'll post our day-to-days, our stories, and that's Teddy and the Rough Riders on Instagram, Emily Nenni, and I mean I also have some solo music coming out as well. So that would
Oh,
probably also be on Instagram to look up Whisperin' Rye. That's my stage name is Whisperin'.
okay.
But yeah, probably look on Instagram because Teddy's we got a bunch of more music coming out. We'll be like in the studio recording and want to get music out quicker and more efficient. And we're going to be posting a lot of promotion stuff for the new album. So we'll be like making a bunch of videos of us playing the songs and some different versions and stuff. So that would be great to look on that. And TikTok, we'll be posting on TikTok.
Nice. Well, all of the platforms change. Also, you guys do have a website, teddyandtheroughriders.com. So
Correct.
if
Yeah.
you don't remember the TikTok, the Instagram, or any of the miscellaneous they could probably start at your website and kind of find their way there.
Totally. Yeah, we'll post like our tour dates and stuff, and we're trying to make it up to New York and stuff because we went out to California maybe 5 times this year. So
Wow.
we just got off of a solid 4.5 months of tour. It's been a lot of work on that. So I'm looking forward to staying home, getting back to being an artist and writing and recording and playing bass. And my roommate has an upright bass that I get to practice on too. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, Ryan, we appreciate you taking your time out of this busy schedule to share with us all of your journey and how you're getting your sound and the great news about Down Home. Folks, keep your eyes out for Teddy and the Rough Riders in a venue near you. They could be there sooner than you expect, and we'll look forward to a new album. So
Thanks.
You've seen him here on Bass Musician Magazine, Ryan Jennings.
Thanks, Raul.